to build your automatic marketing machine. My name is Danny Decker, joined today by Daniel Bowden. And Daniel, today we're going to talk about a fun topic that a lot of our clients and others that we speak to are super interested in, which is the topic of lead magnets. So Daniel, thanks for being here. Let's start with just that. Let's start with what even is a lead magnet. Do you want to just kind of lay that out?
Yeah. If you've watched one of our other episodes, we've talked about this a little bit, but a lead magnet is something that's going to attract a prospect, a potential customer for your business. And that's that term, magnet. You know, we want to attract people, we want to draw people in using something of value, right? So when we're talking about lead magnets, it's talking about an exchange of value in marketing. You offer something to your potential customer and they offer you something in return, which is probably name, phone number, email, maybe more. But yeah, that's how it works.
Right. And that's the key concept, I think, is that it's different than just free content like on your blog. Mm-hmm. We are giving content away, but we're catching your email address and your contact information. That's how you, as the business owner, that's how you capture, that's how you get their contact information so you can follow up. Yep. So, we've seen lead magnets, lots of different formats, right? Mm-hmm. Everything from like checklists to you could use a webinar as a lead magnet. Yep. To, ebooks. Like, talk about that and maybe some of what you've seen as far as a format of a lead magnet that works well.
Yeah, even on our website, we have different lead magnets in different formats. We have checklists. We have like an audit. So it's kind of like a process that's similar to a checklist, but you can kind of go through your marketing and see what's working well, what's not. We have videos that we record, like informational how-to videos that can act as a lead magnet. Ebooks, yeah, I'm trying to think of more, but...
Yeah, just lots of different formats. And one of the things that I've seen working with clients, a lot of law firms, but other small businesses too, is things like checklists and like how-to guides seem to work really well. There was a time that an ebook was like a great offer as a lead magnet. But I have seen a trend towards the lead magnets that tend to perform better are smaller scale. Like an ebook, it's almost like... it feels like it might be too much, like, oh, cool, an ebook, but I have to read the whole thing, right? Versus if you give somebody an 8 steps checklist, right? Where it's like, hey, I can download this thing, I can solve a problem, I can get some useful information. It's not going to take me more than 5 minutes. That's obviously like subjective, right? Like, and I think, you made the point that we have multiple lead magnets. We use a lot of different lead magnets on our own stuff, and we always encourage our clients to use multiple too, because testing and figuring out what is actually going to work, you have to test, right?
Yep, agreed. And you just touched on something that we've talked about before is, I just blanked. What did you say? You said, I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot.
That's okay. It'll come back to you.
We'll cut it out.
It'll come back to you. Yeah, we'll cut that out. No, not really. We do it live, man. This is all unscripted. So if you think of it, bring it back up.
Yep.
Here's one of the sort of keys that I want people to think about as you are thinking about your lead magnet. It starts with being really specific. Like, you have to reverse engineer. So you don't just start the process by saying, what piece of free content can I create?
Yep.
You have to reverse engineer it. And that starts by thinking, what service am I trying to sell?
Yep.
And we have a lot of law firms as clients. So I'm going to use that as an example. We have plenty of law firms that do multiple different things, right? They may do family law, like divorce, child custody, things like that. But they may also do estate planning, wills, trusts, things like that. And they may also do, perhaps immigration, right? So often there's a handful of different practice areas. Well, you can't just put out a lead magnet that's like everything you need to know about divorce and estate planning and immigration. No one's going to download that. So you have to start by saying, what are we trying to sell? And let's just say, okay, we want more divorce clients. Okay, cool. Divorce. Got it. Next question is, who are your ideal divorce clients? Are you attempting to attract high net worth individuals, business owners, young people? Okay, cool. Let's say business owners. Great. So business owners, divorce. Now we've got a little bit of context for a lead magnet. And so then the next thing is to think about what specific problem can you help them solve quickly.
Yep.
And so something we've seen work well with divorce clients is just like a checklist to prepare for divorce. So, take everything I just shared and put that into maybe the lead magnet is the business owner's checklist to prepare for divorce. Right?
Yep.
Now you've got something super specific. Would you agree with sort of that thought process?
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to say. That's what I forgot was you mentioned very briefly that your lead magnet should solve a problem. And reverse engineering that, thinking about it backwards, thinking about your audience and then getting really specific on the problem you're solving, for who and in what way, and then like presenting that in a nice format that is attractive and downloadable and all of that sort of stuff is going to be a good lead magnet.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think that's great. And I think one key that you mentioned there is, be specific about the problem. Even we've identified business owners divorced. Okay. But if we were to create a lead magnet, maybe this would work. My gut is it wouldn't. It's like everything you need to know about getting divorced as a business owner.
Yep.
Okay. That might be interesting. I'm sure that would be interesting, but that's a lot, right? Versus I would bet if we A/B tested that against another lead magnet that was just like, 8 steps to prepare for divorce, 8 steps for business owners preparing for divorce, right? And really broke it down into like, hey, this is 5 minutes and it's going to give you some really important information. My gut would be that would perform better because we're speaking to a very specific problem. The other thing to think about is what stage in the buying journey do you want to attract these people? Yeah. So for example, that's why, the 8 steps to prepare for divorce analogy or example kind of works well because you're getting somebody in the early stages. They're just starting to think about divorce. They probably haven't hired an attorney yet. Right. Versus if you do the whole, everything you need to know about getting divorced as a business owner, that's going to be interesting to somebody perhaps if they're in the middle of their divorce process or even if it's almost done, right? And so that's part of it too is thinking about the buying stage.
Right, yeah. And you can even test, you talked about a more comprehensive type of lead magnet versus a more specific one. You could test different formats for your lead magnet. So you might even have a similar topic, but kind of frame it in a different way, one through a checklist, one through an ebook, one through a webinar. You can take a lot of the same content that you have and just repurpose it in different ways to see in what way are people most interested in consuming this information.
Yeah, no, and that's really good, right? Because some people are going to prefer to watch a webinar. Other people want a checklist. Other people might want the longer expanded ebook. So I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of thought on how to identify and choose your topic, basically. And we talked about different formats you can use without going too deep, right? Because this is, we keep these podcast episodes kind of short and sweet. Without going too deep into it, let's talk about how to use your lead magnet. So people are like, great, I've got this PDF that I created. Now, how do I actually attract leads with it?
Yep.
So where do you start?
Well, the good news is once you create a lead magnet, you can use it in a lot of different ways. It doesn't just have to be used in one specific way. You can put it on your website. You can put it in the description of a YouTube video. If you want people to go to it that way, you can talk to people and give them a QR code to download it. You can use it to leverage people to come to your business in any way that you want.
Yeah.
But there's a way that we like to use it, and that's with putting it in an ad or on a landing page, and then using that in our marketing campaign to draw people into our marketing funnel.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I think the key is, regardless, because I agree, there's a lot of ways you can use it. You can put it in a YouTube description, like you said. You can mention it in your blog. But the key is to build a landing page.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't want it to just it's okay to mention it on your website homepage, but you really should have a landing page where you can drive this traffic. So whether it's an ad campaign like we do for our clients, or whether it's just something you're mentioning in your blog article, when someone clicks on it, you want them to go to a landing page, which really does nothing besides quote unquote sell the lead magnet. The whole point of the landing page is to sell the lead magnet so that they download it, and now you've got their contact information.
Yeah.
So landing page is key. And then what happens after they download it from your perspective?
Yeah, so once you go to the landing page, and to your point, the the landing page is designed to get people to opt into that or not. It's also going to kind of sell the lead magnet a little bit. And then there'll be a form on the landing page where people put in their information in order to download it. And then what we do is we'll email a copy of, let's say it's a checklist or a PDF. We'll email a copy of the PDF to the email that you entered in on the form on the landing page. And from there, you can email out some more automations to be delivered to that email over time to nurture that lead. And then you can kind of take the rest of the funnel wherever you want to take it. But I think what's key is we get that resource delivered to them like first thing automatically.
And then to your point, part of using a lead magnet is they may or may not be at the stage in their buying journey where they're ready to schedule a consultation or buy your product. So that's where some email nurture campaigns, maybe some personal outreach from your sales team to nurture that relationship and kind of stay top of mind with them until they are ready to go forward is really important. And so, we use email automations for that, and that's really important. So, okay. So we're not going to go much deeper today just because we're running out of time. We are doing a webinar next Tuesday. So I think this episode is supposed to air on a Friday, and on September 12th, which is a Tuesday, we are doing a webinar all about how to create a lead magnet, how to build it into your marketing funnels. And so if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, that sounds good, but I want to go deeper, I want to have a chance to ask some questions, amawebinar.com, you can get registered and you can join us. And if you're not able to be there, we'll send you a recording. Again, amawebinar.com for a webinar all about what we just talked about today. So lead magnets, great tool. They should be a part of just about every business's marketing strategy. Daniel, good insight as always. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time on the Automatic Marketing Show.